Hello everyone, this is Raja here, and in today's video we are going to discuss how you can quickly install Docker in Amazon EC2 instances, and it can do the same thing in a matter of minutes. And Before I go further into it, just a brief introduction of what Docker is all about. Docker is a very popular containerization platform, and if you don't know what containerization is, this is basically a method of packaging your application with all its dependencies in a form of an image and then running it as a container. And when you do it, you basically run the application with all its dependencies in an environment, and the chances of breaking of the application is drastically reduced. So basically, if you see the traditional approach of software development, you can see that when your application is in the development cycle, and it's on the developers system, it does not fail. But as soon as they deploy the admins deploy it in the test years, they started breaking because probably the developer system was on a Windows, and the test environment is probably running on a Linux. And there can be different libraries and there can be different dependencies, but due to this, there are chances that the application might not perform the same way that it did in the developers server, the developers workstation, in fact. To take this To resolve this problem, the containerization thing came into the market, and after that, the method of packaging your application with all its dependencies came into picture, and you can very quickly package your application, and you can send it across to various environments, and you can testify your application. So you can always go to this www.docker.com to have more information about Docker and how to use it. And in today's video we are going to see how you can quickly spin up your Amazon EC2 instance, and you can install Docker into it and quickly run a container from one of the images. So what we are going to do, we are going to just start a Amazon EC2 instance, and then we will install Docker into it, and then we will take an image of a Tomcat, Apache Tomcat, and we will spin up a container from it. So let's do that. Let's jump into our Amazon EC2 management console. Currently I don't have any running instances, so let's launch an instance. So for this I will be using a free tier instance, and I will be using an Ubuntu 18.4 LTS Linux flavor. I'll select it. I'll use a T2 micro, which is free tier eligible. There are not very much changes other than the storage, which will be minimum 8 GB. Yeah, and I want to keep everything as default, and let's launch it. So to launch and to connect to the Amazon EC2 instances, I will need a key pair. I already have existing one, so I will be connecting through that. And after I do that, let's see if it can spin up my EC2 instance. Yeah, it is initializing my instance. You can see it here, and this is the IP, like the public DNS of my EC2 instance. To connect to it, we will use putty, and we will go to downloads, and we will check putty from there, and we will paste this DNS, and to connect to that we will be needing the key, and after that we just This is just the alert because of the first time login. And the username will be Ubuntu because I was using Ubuntu, which is the default username. And you see I logged into the server. So after I log into the server, let me do a sudo docker version. So you found that if you can see that sudo says docker command not found. That means currently in this system docker is not installed. So let's do one thing. Let's install docker into it. Um, to install docker, you have a command called snap install docker. So let's do that. So as soon as you hit snap install docker, it will start installing docker. And it will be soon completed. It's within seconds. Yeah, it is done. And let's again run the same command to check the docker version. And you can see that the docker version is showing perfectly, and it is a version 18.06 server version and the client version also. So we are all set to do our test with the docker. And you see very quickly we have launched an instance, an Ubuntu Linux instance, and we have installed docker into it. And now what we are going to do is run a tomcat image. So currently there is no image in this server because we have newly launched it. So when we try to run a docker image here, it will pull it up from the docker repository. Sudo docker run -d will allow to run this container to run this image as a container in a detached mode. Tomcat, and let's see what it does. So it is unable to find the tomcat image locally, so it is pulling from the library tomcat. And if you don't specify anything, it generally takes the latest version. You can always like for any image you can always mention the version, tomcat colon latest. You can always give the version here. So after you do that, you see your container is created, and if you do a sudo docker ps, you will see that your tomcat container is pinned up 16 seconds ago and it is up and running. So this is it. You can bring the container down by sudo docker stop. You need to give the container id. That will bring your container down. You can do a ps again, and you see it is down. You can run it again back with the same command through which we have started it. Again do a ps, and you see it's up again. So this is it, guys. It's just a very beginning of the docker tutorials. And in short, in very short, like how you can quickly get started with docker in Amazon EC2 instances. You can always do your experiment with docker. You have a lot of images to experiment with. You can create your docker file. You can go with docker compose, docker swarm, and a lot of things you can do. But to get the initial starting, you can always try the Amazon EC2 instance, which is freely available as free tier for 1 year, and you can like do your practicing and learning in of docker into that. So with this, I wrap up this video here. Let me know what you think about this video. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. And if you are new to the channel, kindly consider subscribing. We will again meet in the next video. Till then, bye bye.